Mechacha Emma Ubi Biara Aquaba, Daily Trends, and one or two egusu said ya day every mono, and then so and some IDT, and Magana and Yama would draw a castle and a debrebo. Young Semeno, young call and Semno, Emo.
Na a bit too dry, Sir Overlord, Edema Dagbon, Kingdom, Yana Bukari Mahama, the second, was on the 11th of July. 2026. Now, after the passing of the overlord for Dagbon Kingdom, now here, Sir Omo Ebi, a temporary ruler for the management of the kingdom's affair during the morning. I know, and I'm so for dear Sir Kupimu Ewo Dagbona, I said, Omo Obia. Temporary ono na ebe manage the affairs of the kingdom naturally say bibian so no etimi aposue so kampa kuya na Yakubu Ebukari stand to be corrected said in mamuni ya ono na for me no as the regent of Dagbon Kingdom ono na sisia no ye beka na sisia no de ono and the overlord at the Dagbon. Now during the installment and I said during the installation of the regent for the Dagbon Kingdom and His Excellency the former Vice President Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia he led an NPP delegation to join the chiefs and people of the Dagbon in Yendi for the installation of the regent of the Dagbon Kingdom. It was quite interesting to see how the people of Yendi welcomed him, looking at said the new Messi yes or the same kakra to Jan and everybody na yetimi akoshen some or the two Janibi. But then looking at how he was being welcomed by the crowd and everything, and looking at in someone maybe cannot reception for, according to some of them, they believe going into 2028, there is no other choice than His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. So yes, during the occasion, they said after the welcome and then everything, then now this for yes, according to Dr. Alhaji Mahama, and I quote few statements or to just say, I record with fondness my relationship with the late Ndam Yana Abukari Muhammad II, beginning from his era as Yona in the Savlelugu to the ancient kings of Yendi, the capital of Dagbon Kingdom. Our relationship was one of warmth, deep respect, and shared aspiration for the progress and development of our people. I used the opportunity to congratulate the new regent of Dagbon and to urge him to maintain the legacy and peace of peace and unity left behind by the late Yana. May God bless Dagbon and Ghana. And we but then more interestingly, about in some about the crowd, how the crowd received him. For you can't phone in a crowd, just a good screens so at the amount of for in some other stories or in some doors from which they move.
Easy.
We wish to bring to the attention to this honorable court that the record of appeal before this court is not complete. We state that all the exhibits tendered by the prosecution during the trial does not form part of the record. The only documents found as part of the record are some of the documents which formed part of the disclosures done by the prosecution. Be it as it may, we have had to proceed with our submissions relying on notes made by the prosecution, as we only became aware of the instant proceeding in this honorable court after the court had directed the parties to file their written submissions.
So which paragraph are you reading from?
Page 1, paragraph 2 of the written submission of the respondent, that's the Attorney General, in answer to the appellant's submission pursuant to the leave granted by the honorable court on April 1st, 2026, and this was filed at the court on 9th April 2026 at 9:40 a.m.
Okay, but you admit that the judgment, nowhere does the judgment
I'm reading from the written statement
because that was what you had said earlier.
You said judgment
you said the judgment had noted that the appeal records were not complete.
Well, I was referring to the written statement of the attorney.
Secondly,
I have read the appropriate thing. Counsel, let me make my point. Counsel, when you were speaking, I was quiet. When you were speaking, I was quiet. No, when you were speaking, I was quiet. I beg you. I beg you. When you were speaking, I was quiet. I beg you. I beg you.
Yes. Secondly, as well, in terms of the work that was done by the prosecution. So, for instance, the question about the sensitization program that took place.
Excellent.
The court took the view that you said the program did not take place.
Yes.
That is what the investigators have been told.
Yes.
The Yoko investigator just came in and said that it did not take place.
Yes.
The court said that you could have called the regional directors of Maslock, those who were supposed to participate or organize the program, to check.
Yes.
In fact, there was a list that had been provided to suggest that these are the people who participated. The court said that you didn't track any of them to come and say that they did not participate in it. You simply had the Yoko repeat what they had been told, which was hearsay. You didn't put it under any of the exceptions as well. And the court said that you ended up saying that because you said it did not take place, they should now come and prove that it took place.
Yes.
That is
so the prosecution alleged that the monies never got to the purported beneficiaries.
Yes.
It was the case of the prosecution that the monies never got to them because the monies were diverted. Are you aware that the head of finance at the time of Maslock, whose name is Francis Bando, was the fifth prosecution witness of the prosecution at the time? So they, when I say the prosecution actually corroborated the averment that indeed the monies never got to the beneficiaries because the monies were diverted by Madam Sedina Temakulu. That was the case of the prosecution. That was the allegation of the prosecution. Again, on the matter of the Obatampa transaction, it is inaccurate for anybody to say that the prosecution did not call any witnesses to corroborate their statement. It is as a matter of fact that the general manager of Obatampa transaction investment actually came to court to testify that she delivered the 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash in Ghana must go to Madam Sedina Temakulu at Bachona Total Filling Station upon persistent and consistent pressure from the woman to bring the money. Because the prosecution alleged that Maslock had intended to invest 500,000 cedis of Maslock money into an investment program. But later, they decided to withdraw from the program and so requested for their money back. When they requested for their money back, Madam Sedina Temakulu, according to the prosecution witness and the general manager for Obatampa investment, according to him, Madam Sedina Temakulu mounted consistent pressure on him to bring the money back in cash.
But the evidence that was,
and so I am saying that. I am saying that. Counsel made the point that the prosecution didn't call witnesses to corroborate what they said. That is inaccurate because the prosecution called witnesses to corroborate it. That's what you said. That's what you said.
On that evidence, for instance, the evidence that was given to the court was a letter that was signed by Sedina Temakulu acknowledging that Maslock had received the money.
Yes.
Now, when she was confronted with the letter at Yoko, she said that she could not vouch that the letter was signed by her, even though the signature looks like hers.
Yes.
The trial court said that because of that comment that she had made, she had to come and prove that she had written that letter.
Are you aware?
I'm coming. The Court of Appeal says that you did not even provide official copy of that particular letter to confirm that the letter was indeed from the custody of Maslock because it had a letterhead and everything of that. And so the court said that how then do you say that it's her responsibility to come and show that the letter was indeed signed by her and was actually genuine?
Do you know the basis upon which Chairman Wontumi was convicted?
No,
one of the bases upon which he was convicted was the fact that the prosecution witnesses made a positive judicial confession on oath that he had given the land to them for purposes of illegal mining. And in this prevailing circumstance, the prosecution witnesses are also testifying. The general manager for Batampa is also testifying, or had testified in court, that she handed over the money in cash to Madam Sedinam Temaklo in the Ghana must go back at a fuel station. And so you see,